You just took charge of your shop or platoon, and you want to know everything there is to know about it. The one person who knows the most about your team and your mission is your NCOIC. Everyone has a preconceived notion about what a platoon sergeant or an NCOIC is. A lot of this is shaped by what we see at the movies or on TV. We have the identity of a drill sergeant, incapable of emotion or humility, tearing his soldiers apart. But in reality, 99% of them are not this way. Most NCOICs are caring leaders, who are primarily concerned with mission accomplishment and the welfare of their soldiers. Though every NCO is different, the NCOs who don't live up to this standard are few and far between. One of the biggest challenges you will face as a new leader is how to set up a good working relationship with your NCOIC. I say this because it's going to be much different than what you're used to. Your NCOIC will not be like the cadet NCOIC you dealt with in the past. They will have years of experience and have learned many things that you don't know. Sometimes these NCOs have experience in the role of the OIC in the absence of a lieutenant. And if they have done this, they will be used to operating very independently. But this does not mean that they will not welcome you into the fold. Like I said, they only care about mission accomplishment and the welfare of their soldiers. If you can help make these objectives happen, they'll be excited to have you on the team. So how do you establish a good working relationship? First, you have to know what your roles are. We will go over this in detail in a later video. But knowing where your roles are can help to define what each person needs to concentrate their efforts on. If you do not set up this definition up front, the NCOIC will set up their own division of labor, one that puts too much work on themselves while leaving you with very little way to help. This can lead to resentment on their part, straining the relationship. But this does not mean that you do not get your NCOIC's input on the division of labor. In fact, I encourage you to do so. Remember, you are on a team. It is true that as the OIC, you are ultimately in charge. However, your NCOIC has some great experience on what works and what does not. So bring your ideas to the table and discuss it with them. Chances are they have some good ideas too. By identifying your roles together, you will get their buy-off on the final plan. Getting your NCOIC's buy-off on your plans is critical to your success. Second, lead your unit by example. Since your NCOIC is the first line between you and your soldiers, they are the ones that are talking to the soldiers the most. If you do not share in your soldiers' efforts and labors, you can be certain that they will be asking the NCOIC why. For example, if you miss out on a ruck march for a reason that you think is completely legitimate, you can bet that PFC Joe Snuffy is going to complain about it to your NCOIC. Make it so that your NCOIC doesn't have to make excuses for you. Not only will you lose points with your soldiers, but your relationship with your NCOIC will degrade. This may seem like common sense, but from my experience it is not. Third, and most importantly, counsel your NCOIC. It can be daunting to counsel an NCO that is most likely older than you, but you have to explain what your expectations are to your NCOIC so that they can focus their efforts appropriately. But this is not a one-way conversation. When you are laying out your goals with them, you should get their thoughts. By developing this two-way communication, you will ensure that you both know what the other expects. For most NCOs, all you will have to do from this point on is conduct follow-up counselings to gauge performance and look for opportunities to improve. But if they are not doing well, or they are being difficult to work with, you must continue to counsel them. The only way an NCO can know that they're not meeting your expectations is if you let them know. And if they continue to disregard your instructions, you will have to have justification to remove them from the position. It is rare that an NCO will need to be relieved, but it does happen. Almost without exception, your NCOIC will be a highly decorated combat veteran, whereas you are just starting out your career. And though there is nothing wrong with that, it will hinder your ability to influence the chain of command. It is critical that you document when your NCO is not living up to your expectations. Alright, let's go over the key points. Number 1. Set up your division of labor up front. This way both of you know where to focus your efforts. Number 2. Lead by example. Don't let your NCO make excuses for you. Number 3. Counsel your NCO. Let them know your goals and expectations. And when something is not meeting those expectations, let them know. Next time, we're going to be focusing on how to counsel your subordinates, starting by going over the DA 4856, the Developmental Counseling Form. If you like this video, please click subscribe. And remember, the Army goes rolling along.